Record to the. Okay.
Recording.
Yes, we are. Okay, so tonight we've already done the study guide preparation, and we're going to move into game management. Okay, and we've already done all this. Game management. Our topics prior to game day, in game, situations, crisis, post game, your umpire crew team, communications with the umpire crew, interaction with game participants, getting help. And for those of you who went to the USA clinic and got the EWE tool, I've added a piece to it because high school has an extra step. Okay. Okay, so prior to the game, what should we be doing as umpires? Okay. For those of you who worked last year and showed up at sites where you had a game scheduled and you got there and there was a blank piece of dirt and nobody around, and I can raise my hand because I was one of them.
Me too.
This first step might save you that drive somewhere that you didn't need to go. Every Friday for the following week, I send an email to all the schools that I have a game at. Okay. Simple. Hi, my name is this. I'm going to be either your plate umpire or your base umpire. My partner for the game is whomever. Okay. Is there a special place to park? If you've never been to a school, is your field on campus or off campus? If you've never done a game at Simi High School and you get one and you go to Simi High School and the field's 3 blocks down the street.
That's Roy.
Oh, that's Royal. Yeah, sorry. You don't know where their field is, or you're looking on a Google map going, I don't see anything that resembles a softball diamond. Where do they play their games? Okay. Hopefully that information will be in the assigning system as an alternate site for that school and have the correct address. But occasionally the information that we get is not always 100% accurate, and we have to make adjustments as we go on.
Wow.
Okay. So this way it may tell you, hey, we're like Santa Clara. They play across the street at Beck Park.
Sometimes
they don't show up. They decide not to play that day. Okay. Let them know on what time you're planning on arriving. Your arrival should be at least 30 minutes before game time. Okay. And CC your partner or partners. Okay. With the new uniform variations this year, you need to email your partner prior to the game or text. Okay. What uniform are you going to be wearing? Are you wearing charcoal pants or are you wearing heather pants? Are you wearing the plain powder blue or are you wearing the new CIF shirt? Okay. I left out hat because everyone should have the CIF hat. Okay. What if it's someone you've never worked with? Maybe you don't have their contact information, say, hey, please send me back your cell phone number. So in case I'm running late or you're running late, we can get a hold of each other. Okay. Any questions on that?
Jess.
Yes, sir.
On the shirt itself is sky blue with a black.
Sky blue and black.
Okay.
Not navy.
Not navy.
Not navy with sky blue.
Okay, but the hat, you're going to order some hats, right?
You can order them from Umpatire. We already had that. You missed that portion of the meeting. If you want to stay around afterwards, I will show it to you. Okay. Anyone who missed the very beginning, if you need me to re-show you the uniform information, I will be more than happy to do so.
So $47.99 with the badge.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Okay. Any questions on emailing the schools and your partner prior to game day? Okay.
No, I would just say that the plate umpire should do that. You said if you were the plate or the base, you would do it, but I'd give the opportunity for the plate guy to reach out. And if he doesn't, then Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you have not heard from your partner at the day before the game and you're the base umpire, I would probably send my play, hey, what uniform are we wearing?
Yeah.
You know, hey, are you still on this game, or am I looking at an old assignment? Reach out to them and say, hey, we're scheduled to work tomorrow. What uniform are we going with? I mean, I'm crazy. I pull up to a game. I have 17 different uniforms in my car. I
You guys have never baseball played 7 shirts at one time.
so okay. On game day, you want to arrive to the field at least 30 minutes prior to your game. Okay. Our pay scale, as sad as it is based on you being there 30 minutes prior to a game. Okay.
Before some teams.
So yeah, hopefully not in this area and not a varsity team. But yeah, trust me, I've coached high school teams and gone to a road game and been there 30 minutes before my opponent showed up. And it's their home field.
Yeah.
And we got there an hour and 15 minutes before game time. So, okay. Check in with the coaches, let them know you're there. Okay. If the administrator is around, find them so you know who, in the event of an issue, who your contact person is. Sometimes they'll be there well before the game. Sometimes they might not show up till the third inning. Okay. If there is no administrator at the field, the home head coach is your administrator. Hopefully he's not the person you need to have removed. Okay.
Please remove yourself from this.
He or she, I should say. Okay. Crew, do a pregame conference. It doesn't have to be a 30-minute discussion on whatever, but go over what mechanics you're going to use. Make sure everyone knows, hey, if I'm the plate umpire, I've got a base umpire. If I can see you're not going to get to third base, I'll yell out and I'll get to third base for you to help you out. If I see you're back on a fly ball, I'm assuming I'm doing one man and I'm going to be yelling one umpire. Please don't do that to me. I'm old and fat, so don't make me run that much. Okay?
Why are you yelling one umpire? You got nobody to talk to.
If there's something you're working on, you want to know if your timing is too fast, too slow, it's good. You want your partner to kind of keep an eye on that. Or, I'm working on, getting out and up third base every time there's a stolen base. I want to make sure I'm getting at least a third, getting no more than a third of the way up first base when I'm trailing a runner. Things that your partner can kind of keep an eye on without taking away from what they're doing as a base umpire. Maybe, how's my timing? Am I calling the play too quick? Am I, rushing? Am I taking too long before I call it? Whatever. If you're, is my positioning when I'm in the B position or C position, am I too far one way or the other? Give me an idea where I need to work on, and walk the field. If you've never been to a field, it takes 5 minutes to make a lap around the field. Just kind of note things. Calabasas, they like to have these this tarpaulin on the fence, and I'll pretty much guarantee you the first game of the season, it's not going to be tied down at the bottom. Okay. But just note it so that hey, coaches, that the fence covering isn't tied down. If a ball goes up underneath it, we're going to kill it. Okay. So you have an idea of what you might run into at that field. Okay. Anyone have any questions on this or comments? Okay. Moving on. In the game, plate meeting, review the lineup cards carefully. Okay. I've seen umpires take a lineup card and go, okay, coach, you're doing straight 9. Okay, coach, you're doing a DP flex. And that's their review of the lineup card. Okay. Is that what we're supposed to check? No. We're supposed to make sure they have last name and at minimum first initial. Their uniform numbers are there. Their positions are there. Okay. subs, first and last name. Okay. Uniform numbers. Okay. And at high school, I'll go coach. Okay. Coach, you're doing a DP flex. 7's your DP. 6 is your flex. She's also your pitcher. Your catcher's number 5. Okay. You have 7 subs. Yep. Okay. You want to look that over again for me, coach? Okay. You're doing a straight 9. Your pitcher's hitting first. Your catcher's hitting second. And you have 3 subs. Is that correct? Yep. Look that over. Okay. Lineups are now official. Now, if they make a change, it's a substitution. Okay. Or if the other coach goes, oh, damn, I have 4 girls here. I need to add number 4 onto the bottom of my lineup card. Okay. We have a warning. Okay. So remember to ask your questions. Okay. We don't check gear. Our way of checking gear is, coach, are all your players legally and properly equipped? And does all your equipment meet NFHS standards? Okay. That covers us legally. Okay. It takes the liability off of us, puts it on the coaches. Okay. That way they sue because the kid got hurt because they were using an illegal bat, which said they were all properly and legally equipped. I have the other coach as a witness. Okay. Go over the ground rules. Okay. You know, Oaks Christian has the tree in the right field corner. Royal has the tree in the right field corner. You know, how are you going to play that tree? If the ball hits it, Oaks also has the light pole down the right field line. You know, what's the deal on that? What is dead? What is live? How are we playing it? You know, Santa Paula has that dead ball area. Fillmore has that dead ball area. What are we doing with those? If it's not clearly marked, do they have media spots marked? Okay. So that you know that there might be a photographer standing in there at some point. Okay. Know the league rules. Do they have a 10 run after 5? Do they have, in high school, there is no tiebreaker, but it wouldn't surprise me that some league may have one in their rules. You know, if you're working a tournament, the Camarillo or Simi Valley, you know, what are the rules? Are we going time? Is there a run ahead rule? Is there, you know, the one we're doing for the ratings day, it's going to be a 5-run cap per inning just to keep the game moving. So, you know, you might have situations like that, especially in a JV thing. You may have, you know, the coaches got together. They know both their teams suck. It's a JV game. We want to put a 5-run cap per inning so that we can get out of here, you know, so that we're not here till next Tuesday. Okay. So, you know, handle all that at your plate meeting. Go over all that so that there's no questions later. Okay. During the game, handling substitutions and courtesy runners. Everyone has a different system for this. Okay. Try to do it as quickly and efficiently as possible. Okay. Remember, you have to mark down those substitutions and have some record of courtesy runners. Okay. Because if this game gets suspended or halted and somebody else has to pick it up, they have to be able to look at your lineup card and see what the state of the game was. Okay. Pace of play, time between pitches, time between half innings, conferences. There's a 20-second per pitch rule. There's a minute between half innings. Notice I put not 100% of the rules. If you have teams that are moving, I wouldn't stress 1 minute. If they're going 102, 103, and the game's got a good pace, if your pitcher's taking 21 seconds, but they're not, you know, they're not dawdling, they're going, you know, I wouldn't stress on these. You know, if you've got a girl out there who's, you know, getting the ball back and she's taking a hike around the circle and to second base and coming back, yeah, I'm probably going to put her on a 20-second clock. Okay. You got a team comes in, or, you know, they get done hitting and they take 50 seconds to get back out on the field. I'm probably pushing the 1 minute, especially if they're doing that consistently. Okay. But, don't be, well, the rule says you have 20 seconds. Be a little flexible on this as long as you have a good pace of play. If the game seems like it's dragging, start working on that. Okay. In game, your personal aura, confidence, demeanor. Are you calm? Are you engaged and aware of what's going on? Are you just like, leaning on the fence, taking a nap between half innings? Tony's raising his hand. Do you look like you don't know what you're doing out there? If you're not confident in what you're doing, when you walk out on the field, you got to have that. I'm here. I'm the right person for this. Let's go. And you may be in a game that you're like, wow, this game's above my head. We've all had that game where when we first walked out there and went, oh my, I'm doing Westlake Oaks Christian, or you're doing a whatever division CIF final. Every game, you have to have the attitude that every game's the same, and you have to have the confidence that you're the right person to be there. Okay. Calm demeanor. You don't want to be yelling at coaches, players. You don't, when a coach comes out screaming, you got to just kind of sit there and go, okay, coach. Okay, coach. Okay, you done? No? Okay, keep going. Okay, coach, we've spent enough time on this. It's time for you to go back to the dugout. Okay, but you don't want to be yelling, coach, get back in the dugout. Okay, calm.
But we're still on for lunch afterwards, right?
Yeah, we're still going to get drinks at the bar later. Okay? But just, staying calm, okay, knowing what's going on, doing your pre-pitch preparations. What's my situation? Where do I have runners? What's my count? How many outs do I have? What inning am I in? Is this a close game? Is this a blowout game and we're just trying to get through 5 innings so we can go home? Or is this, what's our situation? Conversations. You can have some, but keep them to a minimum and make sure your conversation is about the game. Okay. Coach, I see sent number 9 out to right field. Are you entering her in the game? That's a valid conversation. Coach, yeah, that mom in the 5th row is kind of hot. Can you introduce me? Not a good conversation. Okay. You talk to a player. The only thing you want to talk to her about is this game that's going on right now. No other comments. No, it's funny. I make the joke. I don't take a cell phone with me out on the field because I know everybody else there has one. Okay. And it's true. There's probably 5 cameras mounted to the fence.
Oh yeah.
Taping this game. You have one official one from each team, and then there's 2 to 3 parents from each team that have their own cameras up there. So, trust me, anything you do is going to be on YouTube or Instagram.
It's recorded
Within the day. So, keeping your conversations to a minimum, things like that. The less you do to put yourself in a bad light, the better you're going to be. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Situation.
Oh, give me a break.
Remember, listen. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. And what is the actual issue? Don't guess why the coach is coming out. Let him tell you. Okay. Because you may think he's coming out for one reason, he or she, and they may have a completely different reason. Okay. So wait for them to tell you, unless okay, they're coming out about this play at first base that I just kicked all the way to Granada Hills or wherever, and I'm going to go coach. I'm going to go talk to my partner. Let me take care of it. But if they're coming out to argue something, wait for them to tell you what they're arguing about. Okay. Try to do little or no gestures. Body language. Try to stay shoulder to shoulder with him, not be in a confrontational position. You don't want to be nose to nose. Try to move to where you're standing sideways next to him. And, if they keep trying to get in your face, just kind of keep rotating them around. Okay. Not every coach is the same. Tony's favorite coach at Westlake High School loves to argue. He's gonna chirp on just about every pitch. Okay. And then, on the other side, you might have a coach that they barely say hello to you. They don't say anything. They're not arguing about anything. Okay. So, how's the coach? Is it a coach that's, he's trying to get in your head? He's not really saying anything, but he's just yap, yap, yap. Or is it a coach that, John Ashley, yeah, that's a next level strike. Okay, coach, guess what? That ain't a strike at the next level either. But things like that where, you're, as you do this and you get around coaches, you're going to get JV coaches that will every pitch. They're grown and they don't have a clue where the pitch is. They're standing in the dugout. They're looking through the pole at the plate. They can't tell, but they're going to make a sound because they think that's what they're supposed to do. And if that's what they're doing, you learn to block them out. Okay. Situational awareness. What's the game situation? Okay. Is this, is it a blowout and you have a coach that's winning by 15 runs coming out to argue that you called the girl out on a bang, bang play? It's like, coach, you're up by 15 runs. Let's try to get out of here today.
Move on.
Yeah. Duration of the situation. Is it going too long? Okay. Should your partner step in and help you? Okay. If you're a newer umpire and you're paired with a more experienced person, and you have a coach that's kind of, you might want to give him hey, come over here and see if you can help get this guy off my back. Okay. Because, I know a good number of coaches and I might be able to walk over and go, hey, coach, come on, we need to move on. You're not getting anything out of this. Let's go. Maybe you can help out your partner and in the situation, and just keep it moving. Okay. Crisis. Okay. The listening's mostly over. The coach is going ballistic. Okay. He doesn't care what you have to say. Is there a person on your crew that can act as a firefighter and come calm this coach down? Like I said, once again, if you're a newer umpire or you're working with someone who's more experienced, or maybe you have an issue with this coach and having your partner come talk to him might settle it down. Okay. The coach doesn't like you for some reason, and he thinks every time you make a call, it goes against his team, We try not to be emotional. I know it says we are not emotional, but you know what? You got someone in your face screaming at you, you're probably going to get a little emotional. Try to control that. Okay. Try to be as calm, water off a duck's back, however you want to phrase it, to where he looks like the idiot and you're just standing there going, okay, coach. Okay, coach. Okay. But once again, your body language and posture, are you shrinking because this coach is yelling at you? Does it look like he's now taking control of you because he's yelling at you? Or are you standing up and saying, okay, coach, time to go back to the dugout, okay. Once again, little or no gestures, disengage, get another crew member to step in. Crew works towards a goal. Okay. We want to end this. Okay. Post game. Once again, have a conference with your partner. Doesn't have to be a 3-hour conversation. Okay. It can be 5-10 minutes. Were there any issues in the game that came up? Okay. Maybe you had a rule that you two weren't 100% sure on. And you got together and you kind of said, well, let's do this. Come back to the car, check your rule book. One of you can look it up, see if you can find what it should have been so that you can learn something from that. Or, if you can't find it in the rule book, you always have my email or Tony's email, or you know another umpire, send it to him and say, hey, do you have an idea of how this should have been handled? Okay. What worked well? What did not work well? Okay. Did we have good communications between the umpires? Or were we both out there like deers in a headlight, just kind of, where am I at? What's going on? Okay. Also, do you need to contact the assigner or the instructional chair? Is there some form of report you need to file? Did you have an ejection? Okay. Are there issues that maybe came up that, hey, that there's a section at Camarillo High School, there's a bog in center field. Maybe we should know about this before we start the game, and probably it's going to tell me you didn't walk the field before the game if you didn't notice the bog out there. But, is there something, maybe there's a piece of equipment or, that you've never seen before and you want to know if it's legal and we need to let everyone else know, hey, they can't use this. Or B, yeah, they can use this. Okay. Any questions on that? Everyone's so chirpy.
And your Red Bull.
Okay. Umpire crew team. Are there just two teams
Lord.
involved in the game?
No.
Anybody else want to try answering that question other than Tony?
No, 3 teams.
3 teams. You have team A, team B, and then you have the blue team. Okay. You and your partner are a team. Even if you don't have a partner, you are a team of 1. Okay.
Go blue.
Okay. What are the benefits of a pre and post game meeting? Okay. It allows you guys to talk, get on the same page. Like I said, is there something you're working on you want your partner to be aware of so they know? Okay. Communications on the umpire crew. What are the 2 types of communications?
Verbal and nonverbal.
Verbal and nonverbal. Do we rely solely on verbal communications from our partners?
Nope.
No, we probably do 90% nonverbal. Okay. You're signaling an infield fly, you're turning it off, you're giving them a 2-out signal. Does anyone know why we do a 2-out signal?
Make sure it's 2 outs.
Well, that could be if you're not sure, do I have 2 outs or not? That's one reason.
Definitely very long.
But
I'm going to make sure on the timing play.
well, timing play. But some rules change when there's 2 outs. Okay.
Right.
Runner on first to drop third strike. If there's less than 2 outs, there's nothing. Batter's out, right? But if there's 2 outs, now that's a live ball and that girl can run to first base. Infield fly. If there's 2 outs, there's no infield fly rule. A timing play, we have to know when the 3rd out is and did the run score before the 3rd out. Okay. Things of that nature just kind of gives us an idea, that, hey, we need to be aware we have some different rules in effect now because we have 2 outs. You don't need to give a 1-out signal. You don't need to give a no-out signal unless the inning's dragging and you're trying to remind yourself, oh, damn, we have no outs. I'm gonna make sure my base umpire knows we have no outs so far. We've been here for 3 hours and we have no outs yet. Okay. Should we as a team be looking to ensure that our teammates are in the proper position? Okay, you got a runner on first and your umpire's on the line. Is that where he's supposed to be?
Nope.
Okay. How are we going to signal that? Okay.
You get over there. No.
I worked with one guy and he said, if I see you're in the wrong place, I'm going to walk out and dust the plate and I'm going to put my mask over my backside. So if you see my mask staring at you when I'm bent over, you're in the wrong place. Okay. It's easy. He didn't have to say anything, didn't have to do anything. He just gave me a signal that, hey, are you where you're supposed to be? Okay. Okay. We need to take a short break because my four-legged friend is telling me she needs to go outside for the bathroom. So we're going to take a quick 5-minute break and then we will finish up.
A four-legged or two-legged?
Four-legged.
Four. So you changed your mind about executive?
Executive assistant.
Executive assistant?
We hear you.
What?
Uh,
I thought you're the one.
You'd rather be by yourself. That's what you never said.
I'm all right with it.
You'd rather have
Him
two
once.
people.
Chris looks bad if it's me.
Oh, no, but with it football, football, I want.
I can talk to him. But if you're not gonna do it, aren't gonna,
Then what?
aren't gonna vote for him.
School system, for soccer is much better, so. Do. Softball, one, just me.
So,
But I was just gonna do it only because of LA and Anita.
Right. No, those are good. It's the.
Okay,
Got
then,
today.
then
One person venting.
okay.
Hmm.
There's other channels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that needs to be, I think that just needs to be, hey, there's other channels.
Okay.
all right.
Now she's hungry. She wants food.
Yeah, well, she's gonna have to wait for that. She did F and I's. Okay, sorry about that interruption there.
That's all right.
Okay. Wow, it's 9 o'clock already.
Yeah.
Okay, we got just a couple more slides and we're done. Okay, thank you for licking my hand.
That's not me.
That's the dog.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure it is, Tony.
Okay, interactions with game participants. Be approachable, be humble, be patient, listen to their concerns, respond using as few words as possible, and try to use rule book verbiage. Okay. Coach, the rule says if she hinders, confuses, or interferes with a fielder, it's interference. Okay. High intensity situations with players and coaches. You know, keep your calm. You know, they're gonna come up arguing, you know, no, I touched the plate. No, you didn't. Okay. You know, or she didn't tag me. Yeah, she did. Okay. But you know, you're gonna go, I understand, but she got you. And most of the time they're gonna, you know, vent for a few seconds and go off the field. Okay. When do we engage spectators?
Never.
When you're fed up.
Yeah.
You have your rabbit ears on.
Okay. Let's leave our rabbit ears at home. You're gonna have to wait. You know, you may have a scorekeeper that's behind the fence. You're going to talk to them. You know, someone may come up and ask you a question, you know, and you know, if it's not interfering with the game, you want to answer it, you know, well, why'd you stick your finger up in the air on that fly ball? Well, because it was an infield fly situation. We had runners at first and second with less than 2 outs, you know, something like that. But don't have conversations with them about, you know, hey, you want to come down here and do my job? You know, or taking signups for umpires for next year. Okay. Things of those natures. Okay. Getting help. Make sure coach asks a question as to why they want you to go to your partner. Be specific, not just ask your partner. Okay. What's your question, coach? What element am I missing? What do you think what rule do you think I'm not applying correctly?
You missed the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah, I probably did. Okay. before you go to your partner, what question should you be asking yourself?
Did I see it?
Did I see it? Was I blocked? You know, did she have control of the ball?
I asked him, what did you see? Oh, I didn't see that.
Well, but you know,
I didn't see
Okay.
that. So it's.
how would you tell a coach you're not going to your partner?
If you had a good view of the play,
Okay.
you don't need to ask them.
Coach, I had all four elements. I had an unobstructed view. You know, when a coach comes out and they want you to go because they think you got the call wrong, if it's a coach I know and I know I can screw with them a little bit, sorry, coach, we're not taking a survey today. Okay. I don't know the coach. I'm probably not doing that because that coach is probably going to call Tony and rip me because I wasn't professional, you know, but someone I know, it's like, nah, you know, I had all four, you know, we're not taking a survey today, coach. But who makes the call after the conference with your partner? Anybody?
The umpire that made the original call.
The umpire that makes the original call signals after the conference. Okay. And if you reverse the call, bring both coaches together, use clear and confident communications. This way you don't have to explain it twice. Because trust me, you're probably going to get an earful from the other coach now. Okay. So
I guess we are taking a survey today
Yeah.
now, aren't we?
Sure. De-escalation. What's the temperature of the game? Can anyone tell me what that means?
Temperature game.
It's like 50 now. I don't.
It, you know, is this a close
Oh.
game? Is it a rivalry? Is this a blowout game? Okay. Same thing with emotion of the game. You know, you have a Simi Royal game, that emotion's probably running a little higher than Westlake Calabasas. Okay.
No.
You know, yeah, nobody cares. You know, what are the factors? Is it a competitive game? Is it a scrimmage game versus a championship game? Pool play versus elimination? Is a team playing poorly and that's why the coach is jumping on you? Okay. You know, his girls are horrible that day and he's tired of yelling at them, so he's going to yell at you instead. Okay. Maybe the umpire crew hasn't had the best day they could have. Okay. So they're yelling at you for that. Maybe there's a history between the teams. Okay. Oaks, Westlake, there's some bad blood between them. You know, you get Camarillo Rio, Royal Simi, you know, there and maybe there was something that happened at an earlier game this season or a game last year where someone pushed someone, you know. So maybe you have an incident or situation. Okay. So, you know, what's the story here? What's the coach's temperament? Do you have a hothead? Do you have a guy, you know, Chance Odegura is probably not going to come out screaming at you. He's going to walk out calmly and go, I think you got that wrong. You know, you're misapplying that rule. Okay. You know, where another coach might come flying out of the dugout screaming at you. So it all depends on the coach's temperament. Sometimes you get spectators. They don't have a freaking clue what they're watching, but they think they know what your call should be. Okay. And, you know, usually it's in favor of whatever school they're cheering for. Okay. And the list goes on. There's all kinds of different things that can come up in that. The URE tool. Coach, that's enough. Coach, this is your warning for arguing balls and strikes. Coach, you're restricted to the dugout. Have a nice day, coach. Okay. Very.
So you can't start from the bottom up.
No. Okay. So comments that you may hear, ones that are low impact, most likely directed at a player, might be directed at an umpire. Not yours, not you. Way to hit your spots. You know, coach thinks their pitcher's hitting where they want it to throw, and you're calling balls because, coach, it's a foot outside. Okay. You know, medium impact stuff that they're trying to get in your head. That's horrible. You got to be kidding. Call it both ways. Okay. High impact, my favorite. You're horrible. Except I left out the effing. What questions your competency or integrity? Okay. There's a great story of an umpire that used to be in our association who had a bad eye, and the coach asked him, "Did you call that with your good eye or your bad eye?" Okay. A
I
pitcher,
assure you that's true. I was the partner.
you have a catcher that holds a pitch over the plate longer than she needs to.
Oh, okay.
She's showing you up. Okay. Coach points to the ground and argues the point. You are the worst umpire. Profanity laced comments. Okay. Any questions or comments? I bored everyone to sleep.
Yes.
You're doing good.
Okay.
Oh, the scrimmage.
Upcoming dates.
Sorry.
So we have Sunday, January 26th, our on-field clinic at Agura will start at 10 a.m. It will end approximately 2 p.m. You will get approximately an hour of in batting cage, pitch calling, stance, an hour of kind of walking through two-man mechanics. And then we are going to have players out there and we're going to run situations so that you guys can get some experience with that. And we are working, if I get a head count of everyone who's coming, if you let me know you're coming, I might even be a nice guy and have lunch there for you.
Hey, does that clinic cover USA?
It does not cover USA. USA, if you go to a USA clinic, you do not have to come to this clinic, but you need to send me proof of your USA clinic attendance, which would be a picture of your routing slip before you turn it in at the end of the day. Unless you went to the Western District one and I saw your smiling face there. Okay. So that's on Sunday, the 26th. Tuesday, the 28th, we will have a Zoom meeting for test A preparation. Okay. And hopefully, like I said, I will have the videos for that. Wednesday, 29th, that's the last day to take your study guide. You have to have it finished by the 29th. Okay. So that's
This
2
month?
weeks from today. Okay. And that's the online one, not on paper. You got to do the online piece. Okay. Thursday, January 30th, test A opens. Saturday, February 1st, we have ratings day. The assignments for that have gone out. Some people have turned them back because I don't want to drive that way, go work an unpaid scrimmage. Well, yes, it's an unpaid scrimmage. You are getting instructional hours to make sure that you get to your 18. The plan of attack is to have 2 sets of umpires for each game. You will work half a game on the plate. You'll take the second half of that game off. You'll come back and work the first half of the next game on the bases. You and your partner will switch so that you don't have to rush and change. You have time to talk to the evaluators and find out what they have to tell you. The evaluators are not there to rip you apart. I will be filming every game. I went out and got 2 cameras, 1 for each field. I got battery packs. I have 1 terabyte cards coming so that we can record the entire day and I can go through it. And if there's something that we can see on the film, we'll send you film clips so that you can see what you're doing. If you're standing up on a pitch, you're not in the slot. You're getting too close on base plays. You got great timing. Well, I'll show you that. And we're going to try to do 3 positive things, 3 negative things, or not negative, but 3 things that you need to work on. Okay. To improve. We're there to help you. We're not there to tear you apart. The more good umpires that I can create here, the less work I have to do.
So there's gonna be a JV and a varsity game going on at the same time?
No. we'll have 4 varsity games and 2 JV games. So there's a total of, or I'm sorry, there's 8 varsity games and 2 JV games. There's a total of 10 games for the day. There's 2 fields.
So then we have to be there for the entire day, cause when I got scrimmage, I got at 8 o'clock.
You're there for 8,
9:30.
9:45. You're there
Yeah,
for
that's
two games.
That's it.
You're done at 11:30.
Right.
Okay,
Is that a rating day?
Yes, that is ratings day.
February 1st.
So you,
Yes.
yeah,
And it's going to be used. Okay. Here's the thing, guys. We're trying to be able to get as many umpires as we can to do CIF championship play. Okay. I don't want to have to go to Irvine every year because we don't have 3 umpires that I can send there. Okay. I don't think Dan Bernard wants to go every year. I don't think, anyone who's a good umpire that we've been using, we don't want to have just those few people represent our unit. Okay. We want to have as many people qualified to work those games as we can have in this unit. So if there's 35 people in this unit, I'd like to have 35 people that we can send down there and everyone's going to go, he's a good umpire. Okay. My goal is not to tell you you're a bad umpire. My goal is to make you a better umpire. Okay. I'm going to give you help, to do the job better, to be more efficient, to, do some things. I'm not here to sit there and go, oh, you just blew call after call today.
you
Okay.
suck.
But yeah, that's not my intention. Okay. I want, like I said, I want everyone to be, able to walk out and work any game that we have in our association. Okay. And, the more time we get to spend with you, where we're in a situation where we can have people that are watching you, helping you, give you someone that you can call and say, hey, you told me this at ratings day, and I think I've gotten better. Maybe you have a day that you're not working, you can come out and watch me again. And re-rate me. Things like that. We want to be able to have a non-biased way to pick our finals crew. It has kind of been a popularity contest the last few years with a select few people, and we're trying to take that and make it to where it's more of a balanced, transparent system. If you get a rating, it's going to go up online. You'll be able to go in and look at your observations and your ratings. Okay. So any questions?
On January 26th,
That is an
what time?
optional clinic. It's 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay.
Start at 10 a.m. Hopefully by then it'll not be freezing cold and the grass will not be drenched in water. Every time we do one of these at 8 a.m., the grass is always soaking wet.
so then it's a clinic.
Clinic. So you get 4 hours of instructional time for that. And for each game that you work on February 1st, you get 2 hours. So if I currently have you scheduled to work a double varsity set and a JV game, you're going to get 6 hours of instruction time towards your 18 hours that you need to have in. Okay. Please note you get time for taking the study guide test. You get time for taking the certification test. You get time for every meeting you show up to. We've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 32 available hours this year of instruction for you to get your 18. There's one more meeting in March. There's 2 meetings in April that are 3-man centric. March. Someone asked when's the pizza one? That's in.
That's the important one.
Yeah.
Very important.
That's the one that has food. And you know, I've tried to do it this year where we've had as few person meetings where people have had to travel. So that it was, you know, you can't say, well, you know, I got to drive 2 hours to get to the meeting. So I've tried to do everything I can to facilitate making this easy on everybody and giving you more than enough opportunities to get your 18 hours in. Okay, any questions?
Yes, I'm still locked out of the online testing.
You are. Okay.
Yes,
This is Jose, right?
yes, Joe, yeah.
Okay. Let's talk after the meeting. And do you have a second email address?
No, same, just the same.
Okay.
I was on it earlier and it still has me locked